The fork had barely reached halfway to my mouth when my phone vibrated.
Don't eat. Just trust me. It was from my mother. No emojis.
No explanation.
Just 6 clipped words.
Her voice immediately filled my head, not the gentle, soothing tone from my childhood, but the sharp, urgent one she used the day my father collapsed in our kitchen.
My mother never wasted breath. She didn't believe in coincidences.
Across the table, Ryan flashed that same easy, boyish smile that once made me feel secure. His fingers curled lazily around his wine glass, his other arm draped behind the chair of the woman sitting beside him. Claire, my friend. The restaurant felt unusually quiet for a Friday night.
Or maybe it was just the roar of my own pulse drowning out everything else.
Steam curled up from my plate as my fork hovered in the air.
Slowly, I set it down.
When I first met Ryan, he was the kind of man who remembered the smallest things. My coffee order, my dislike of crowded elevators, the way I always double-knotted my shoelaces. We crossed paths in a bookstore of all places, him standing in the travel section holding a book about Italy. He'd said he wanted to go there with someone who saw the world the way he did. I thought he meant me. For years, I defended him against everyone's doubts. When he was late, forgot plans, or doubled his business trips, I brushed it off.
He's stressed. He loves me. You just don't understand him like I do.
Eventually, I understood all too well.
The phone placed face down more often than not.
The unfamiliar perfume clinging to his shirts. Hotel receipts from places we'd never stayed together. And then, the photo. I'd been scrolling through his iPad for a recipe when I saw it. Claire's bare shoulder, his hand gripping her hip, his wedding ring glinting under the light.
I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I simply closed the iPad and began planning.
The first person I told was my mother, not for comfort, but because she understood strategy. She had survived betrayal before, my father's. She once told me something I'd never forgotten. The most devastating revenge is silence until the final strike.
So I went silent.
Over the next 6 weeks, I documented everything. Every lie, every money transfer between them, every late-night call. I photographed receipts, recorded conversations, even set up situations where he believed he'd outsmarted me, just to keep his guard down. The night before this dinner, I sent an anonymous tip to Claire's employer about suspicious financial activity tied to Ryan's company. Claire's position required absolute integrity, something she didn't have.
And tonight? Tonight was the main event.
When Ryan invited me to dinner, I pretended not to notice the reservation was for 3. My mother insisted on coming along, claiming she wanted to finally meet Claire. The food arrived, Ryan's favorite, meant to be shared. He pushed the plate toward me, urging me to take the first bite.
That was when my mother's message appeared. I slid the plate away.
Not hungry. Ryan's smile faltered, but Claire didn't notice.
She sipped her wine, avoiding my mother's eyes.
My mother set down her napkin and leaned in, her voice velvety and deliberate. Funny thing, she began, I once knew someone who worked in health inspections. They told me certain shellfish can be deadly if not prepared correctly. Ryan froze, fork in hand. Oh, she continued smoothly, and some people can be deadly if you trust them too much. She slid an envelope across the table. Inside, photos, bank statements, email transcripts. Enough to destroy Ryan's career, his marriage, and Claire's reputation. His face drained of color. Claire glanced at the papers, then at me. What is this? That, I said evenly, is everything you've been doing for the past 8 months. And tomorrow morning, it'll be in the hands of your boss, your board, and every client you've deceived. Ryan opened his mouth, but I raised a hand. Don't. This isn't a discussion, it's a courtesy. We left them sitting there, 2 people staring at the ruins they'd created. Outside, rain began to tap against the pavement. As we reached the car, my mother glanced over. You didn't actually think I'd poison you, did you? I smirked.
No.
But I knew you wouldn't stop me from poisoning them, just not in the way they expected.
By morning, the plan had run its course.
Claire was suspended pending investigation.
Ryan's partners voted him out.
The accounts I'd traced were frozen. I sat in my kitchen, coffee steaming, savoring my first truly peaceful morning in months. My phone buzzed with messages from him, apologies, bargains, anger. I didn't open them. Revenge wasn't about watching them suffer, it was about knowing they finally understood why. I deleted his number, then took a bite of my breakfast. Every ingredient clean. Every bite safe.
And every part of it mine.